Life is often filled with unexpected twists and turns, leading us into periods of uncertainty that can be both disconcerting and challenging. During these times, many of us experience a feeling of being unmoored, as if the solid ground beneath our feet has suddenly turned to quicksand. However, it's essential to recognize that moments of uncertainty can serve as powerful opportunities for growth and transformation. When we find ourselves in situations where the outcome is unclear, we must remember that these periods can also be divine preparations for blessings yet to come. Uncertainty can prompt us to seek deeper connections with our faith. When we face situations beyond our control, it's common to feel anxious or fearful. In these moments, we often turn to prayer and introspection, seeking comfort and clarity. This is where our spiritual journey can flourish. The uncertainty we experience can lead us to trust in God's plan rather than relying solely on our understanding. It can encourage us to step back and acknowledge that as humans, we are limited in our perspective, while God sees the bigger picture. During challenging times, it is the act of surrendering our fears and anxieties to God that can lead to profound personal and spiritual growth. This surrender allows us to communicate with God more freely, granting us the opportunity to reflect on our desires, aspirations, and even our fears. By experiencing vulnerability, we create an openness within ourselves to hear God's voice and recognize His presence in our lives more explicitly. Many find that it is during these moments of uncertainty that they discover a deeper relationship with God, one built on trust and reliance. Uncertainty can also serve as a catalyst for change. Often we become so comfortable in our routines that we might miss the signs of what God has in store for us. When circumstances shift unexpectedly, be it through job loss, relationship changes, or health concerns, it can feel like the world is falling apart. However, these experiences can also push us out of our comfort zones. They encourage us to reconsider our paths and to be open to new possibilities that we might not have previously considered. God might be using these changes to redirect our lives towards something more aligned with His purpose for us. In times of uncertainty, we often reassess our priorities and commitments. This can lead to valuable revelations about what truly matters in our life. Perhaps we realize that we have been focusing too much on material success and neglecting our relationships or our spiritual growth. This newfound clarity can become a guiding force as we navigate through our uncertainties, directing our steps toward more meaningful pursuits and ultimately toward the blessings that await us on the other side. Moreover, uncertainty encourages resilience. When we encounter challenges that force us to adapt and rethink our plans, we cultivate inner strength. This resilience is not just about enduring hard times, but transforming our perspective on difficulties. By recognizing uncertainty as an opportunity rather than a setback, we open ourselves to the possibility of growth and blessing. Our ability to adapt and recover becomes a testament to our faith and our willingness to trust God's plan, even when it is not immediately clear. Another critical aspect of facing uncertainty is the sense of community and support that often emerges during these times. When we go through challenging experiences, we may find ourselves drawn closer to family, friends, and even faith communities. Sharing our struggles can deepen our relationships, creating bonds that are built on understanding and empathy. This connection can be powerful in amplifying the blessings we receive as we find encouragement from those who walk alongside us. Additionally, uncertainty can ignite a new passion within us. As we confront the unknown, we may discover interests and talents we had not previously recognized. This exploration can lead us toward new opportunities that align more closely with our true selves and God's plan for us. It allows us to step into new roles, engage in different pursuits, or even change careers. These new paths can often lead to significant blessings as they unfold in ways we could never have predicted. It's also essential to recognize that uncertainty is inherently part of the human experience. Throughout history, many individuals have faced circumstances that they could not control, and through faith and perseverance, they have found their way to incredible blessings. The stories of biblical figures who endured periods of uncertainty are reminders of the journeys that often precede blessings. For instance, consider the story of Joseph in the Old Testament, who faced betrayal, imprisonment, and uncertainty, yet ultimately rose to a position of great power and responsibility, ultimately serving as a blessing to many. As we navigate our uncertainties, we should approach each day with an attitude of expectancy. Instead of allowing fear or doubt to consume us, we can choose to embrace the possibility that God is at work behind the scenes, orchestrating circumstances for our benefit. Many times, the blessings God has in store for us are beyond our imagination, waiting to unfold when we are finally ready to receive them. In summary, while uncertainty in life can be unsettling and may provoke feelings of anxiety, it can also be a profound opportunity for growth, reflection, and divine preparation. It drives us to seek God more earnestly, reevaluates our priorities, and fosters resilience. Embracing uncertainty with faith opens our hearts and minds to the possibilities that God has in store for us. So next time you find yourself facing an unpredictable situation, take a moment to pause and reflect. It may very well be the turning point leading you toward incredible blessings that await on the horizon. Faithfully surrendering your concerns to God during uncertain times is an act of trust, one that aligns you with the amazing plans He has already set in motion for your life. Spiritual growth is a crucial aspect of God's preparation for blessings in our lives. When we face difficulties, challenges, or periods of waiting, it's easy to feel frustrated, confused, or even abandoned by God. However, these seasons are often used by God to refine our character, deepen our faith, and equip us with the necessary tools to handle the blessings that are to come. During these times, we may feel like we're being stretched to our limits, forced to confront our weaknesses, and compelled to rely more heavily on God. This process can be painful and uncomfortable, but it's a vital part of our spiritual development. As we navigate these challenges, we begin to discover our own strengths and resilience, and we learn to trust God more fully. God uses these experiences to teach us valuable lessons about perseverance, humility, and dependence on Him. He helps us to develop a stronger sense of self-discipline, teaching us to wait on Him and trust in His timing. As we grow spiritually, we become more aware of our own limitations and the depths of God's love and mercy. This spiritual growth is essential for receiving God's blessings as it prepares us to handle the responsibilities and opportunities that come with them. When we're not spiritually prepared, we may struggle to manage the blessings God gives us, potentially leading to negative consequences. However, when we're grounded in our faith and have undergone significant spiritual growth, we're better equipped to receive and steward God's blessings in a way that honors Him and brings joy to our lives. Through this process, God transforms us from the inside out, helping us to develop a more Christ-like character and preparing us to make a meaningful impact in the world around us. As we emerge from these seasons of growth, we're often surprised by the ways in which God has been working behind the scenes, setting the stage for the blessings that are about to unfold in our lives. Understanding your life's purpose can be a profound and transformative experience, and it often comes through signs and moments of clarity that God provides. As you lean into your relationship with Him, you may start to notice specific opportunities or experiences that resonate deeply within you. These moments can serve as divine nudges, guiding you toward the paths that align with your true calling. When you encounter these signs, it's crucial to remain open-minded and vigilant. God often communicates through events, relationships, or even feelings that stir your heart. You might feel a sudden interest in a new endeavor, or perhaps a chance conversation with someone inspires you to explore a passion long dormant. This heightened sense of awareness helps you recognize how God is orchestrating circumstances to illuminate your purpose. Moreover, clarity of purpose often emerges from a combination of self-reflection and seeking God's wisdom through prayer. Engaging in regular communication with God helps you discern what direction to take and where your talents and abilities can be used to serve others. You may discover that your purpose not only fulfills you, but also benefits those around you, creating a positive ripple effect in your community. As you identify the signs that point towards your purpose, remember that it's a journey, not a destination. Embrace the process of exploration and growth, allowing God to reveal more of His plan for you as you seek His guidance. As you step into this clarity with faith and courage, you position yourself to receive the blessings that are intricately linked to fulfilling your unique purpose in life. Trust that God is shaping your path, and take each step with the confidence that you are walking in alignment with His divine will. Unexpected changes can be disconcerting, throwing us off balance and challenging our sense of stability. However, within these shifts often lies the opportunity for growth and immense blessings. Life has a way of introducing change when we least expect it, and while it can feel unsettling at first, it is crucial to understand that these changes are often orchestrated by a higher power for our ultimate benefit. When we face unexpected changes, our initial reaction may be one of resistance. We become accustomed to our routines and comfort zones. They provide us with a sense of control and predictability. It is natural to feel anxious when those routines are disrupted. Yet it is within this anxiety that we can find the first indication of God's hand at work. He often uses disruption to awaken us from complacency, urging us to reevaluate our paths and consider the deeper questions of purpose and direction. Consider the stories of various biblical figures who experienced unexpected changes. Joseph, for instance. Sold into slavery by his brothers and wrongfully imprisoned, his life took drastic turns that seemed anything but blessed. However, each change nudged him closer to his ultimate purpose, becoming a leader and a savior for his family during a time of famine. His story exemplifies that even in the midst of hardship and unexpected turns, God was meticulously preparing him for a significant calling. Similarly, in our lives, abrupt changes may position us closer to new opportunities that we could never have anticipated. A job loss, a sudden move, or an unexpected end to a relationship can feel like a detour away from our desired path. Yet these very changes may lead us to encounters, job opportunities, or relationships that align perfectly with God's plan for us. Thus, instead of seeing these shifts as setbacks, we should train ourselves to view them as the redirection of God's guidance toward a more favorable outcome. As we navigate through unexpected changes, it's important to cultivate an attitude of openness and acceptance. This mindset allows us to stay receptive to the possibilities that these changes can bring. Instead of fighting against the tide of change, we must lean into it, trusting that God has a reason for ushering us into a new season of life. Embracing change means acknowledging that our lives are part of a larger narrative guided by divine orchestration that we may not fully understand at the moment. Prayer is a powerful tool during times of change. It provides us with clarity, guidance, and peace amidst the uncertainty. When we spend time in prayer, asking for God's insight, we open our hearts to perceive the blessings hidden within the changes we face. Prayer helps align our thoughts with God's perspective, allowing us to see beyond our immediate circumstances and recognize the potential for growth and improvement. Often we might find that the answers we seek come not from a place of resolution, but from a deeper understanding of trust in God's plan. Reflecting on our journey during change also reveals lessons from the past. Many of us can recall instances where we faced upheaval only to later realize that those moments were foundational to our spiritual growth or personal development. Maybe a challenging experience led to a rewarding job, a meaningful relationship, or a strengthened faith. By drawing upon these retrospective insights, we can approach new changes with the confidence that, much like past experiences, they can yield positive outcomes. Moreover, unexpected changes invite us to deepen our relationship with God. In times of stability, we may become lax in our spiritual disciplines, but in the face of uncertainty, we often seek God more fervently. This renewed dependence on Him fosters a closer connection, creating space for Him to reveal His will amidst life's chaos. As we lean into our circumstances, we learn to trust Him more, to listen for His voice, and to discern His guidance. Furthermore, embracing unexpected changes can lead to the cultivation of resilience. The more we experience and navigate life's unpredictability, the stronger we become in facing future uncertainties. This resilience builds our character, reflecting the strength of our faith. Each unexpected turn serves as a reminder that we are not alone in our journeys. Rather, we are supported by a loving and sovereign God who desires to see us flourish even when the path diverges from our expectations. This transformation in perspective is essential for recognizing the blessings embedded within change. Often, it is not merely the circumstance itself, but how we choose to respond that determines our experience. We can lament our losses or grab hold of the new opportunities that arise from them. Gratitude becomes an important aspect of navigating change. By continually surveying our environment for the good that can emerge from the current situation, we train our minds to see the blessings even when they are veiled by initial discomfort or sadness. Moreover, the connections we forge during turbulent times can become sources of blessing themselves. In moments of transition, we often find ourselves reaching out to others or being approached by those who share a similar experience. Community becomes vital as we navigate the unexpected. These relationships foster encouragement and strength, reminding us that we are not alone. As we lean on one another and share our stories, we create a tapestry of experiences that enrich our understanding and appreciation of God's work in our lives. In conclusion, unexpected changes remind us that life is dynamic and continually evolving. Instead of resisting change, we should embrace the transformative journey it offers. By nurturing faith, being open to God's guidance, and maintaining a posture of gratitude, we can see changes not as disruptions, but as divine invitations to more profound blessing. These moments are opportunities both to grow and to prepare us for the remarkable paths that God has laid out before us. In recognizing and accepting this, we can face whatever comes our way with confidence and hope, assured that God is always at work, drawing us toward the blessings. A heightened sense of urgency in prayer often indicates that God is preparing something significant for you. During these moments, you may feel an overwhelming desire to connect with Him more deeply, seeking guidance, comfort, and clarity. This urgency isn't just a fleeting thought or a casual inclination. It manifests as a profound stirring within your spirit. You might find yourself waking up in the middle of the night with a burden to pray, or feeling compelled to set aside part of your day to enter into His presence. This drive to communicate with God is an essential aspect of spiritual growth and understanding. When faced with uncertainty or awaiting a blessing, prayer becomes an anchor. It is the lifeline that connects us to God, allowing us to express our fears, hopes, and desires. The Bible emphasizes the importance of prayer in many passages, illustrating that it is through this intimate communication that we develop a relationship with the divine. In moments of prayer, we can articulate our needs, surrender our worries, and invite God's will to unfold in our lives. This heightened urgency signifies that God is inviting us into a deeper interaction where we can seek His wisdom and align ourselves with His plans. Moreover, the act of prayer during these times fosters an environment for reflection. As we pour our hearts out to God, we make space to listen, truly listen for His responses. Prayer is a two-way conversation, and when we engage earnestly, we become more attuned to the subtle nudges and convictions of the Holy Spirit. Perhaps scriptures will come to mind, or we may feel an unshakable sense of direction that wasn't there before. These moments of heightened prayer often reveal insights that steer our paths and help us navigate the blessings we're anticipating. Consistency in prayer can also cultivate a spirit of expectancy. When we pray with urgency, we are acknowledging our belief that God is active in our lives and cares deeply about our situation. This sense of expectancy transforms our perspective. Rather than simply waiting for a blessing, we begin to actively prepare our hearts for its arrival. This preparation involves staying alert and receptive to what God may ask of us along the way. It might mean practicing patience, developing new skills, or even undergoing a personal transformation. This growth is essential, as it equips us to not only receive, but to also appreciate and properly steward the blessings that come our way. During times of urgency in prayer, it is important to maintain a posture of humility. We recognize that while we seek God's guidance, we do not always fully understand His timing or methods. This acknowledgement shapes our approach, helping us to submit to His will. In moments of earnest prayer, we may be confronted with our own inadequacies or fears. We might wrestle with doubt or frustration, but these feelings are part of the journey. As we bring them before God, He tenderly reassures us, reminding us of His faithfulness and ability to work things together for good. An essential byproduct of this urgent prayer is increased intimacy with God. As we draw near to Him, we discover new facets of His character. We experience His love, mercy, and grace in ways that deepen our faith. This connection often leads to spiritual breakthroughs, enabling us to trust Him more fully. We might find ourselves transformed, equipped to face challenges with renewed strength and resilience. Additionally, as we navigate through these times of heightened prayer, we can also foster a supportive community around us. Sharing our needs and the urgency we feel with trusted friends or family can cultivate an environment of collective prayer. When others join in lifting our concerns to God, it creates a powerful synergy. We are reminded that we are not alone in our journey. Community prayer can amplify our sense of urgency and focus, creating a collective weightiness that draws on the strength of diverse faiths joining in. As we commit to this practice of urgency in prayer, we may begin to notice changes not just in our circumstances, but in ourselves. Inner peace often follows fervent prayer. We may find a comforting presence enveloping us, a soothing balm amidst anxiety and fear. This tranquility is a sign that God is present and actively working, leading us toward our blessings while calming our stormy hearts. Such peace reassures us that regardless of uncertainty, we are walking a path designed by a loving Creator. Ultimately, the signs that God is preparing us for blessings can be complex. However, heightened urgency in prayer is one of the most profound indicators. It stems from the realization that we are actively engaging with a divine purpose. It encourages us to refine our hearts and focus our thoughts on what truly matters, the pursuit of God and His plans for our lives. As we nurture this sense of urgency, we should remember to remain patient, faithful, and hopeful. God's timing is perfect, and as we persist in prayer, we can trust that He is lovingly guiding us toward the beautiful blessings that await. In this journey, prayer becomes not just a tool for requests, but an intimate dance with the divine, preparing our hearts and minds to recognize and receive the good things He has in store for us. Embrace the urgency, lean into it, and watch as God unfolds His plans in miraculous ways. As we navigate through life, we often encounter various people who significantly influence our journey. These individuals can come into our lives in unexpected moments, providing support, wisdom, and encouragement. When Dr. Charles Stanley speaks about the signs God uses to prepare us for blessings, one of the critical signs he emphasizes is the encounters we have with others. It's essential to recognize that these interactions are not merely coincidental. They are often part of God's divine plan. When we talk about divine encounters, we may think of mentors, friends, or even strangers who provide timely advice, encouragement, or assistance. Each of these connections can serve as a guiding light during times of uncertainty or transition. Consider a time in your life when you felt lost or unsure about the next steps to take. Perhaps you ran into an old friend or met someone new who shared their story or perspective that resonated deeply with your current situation. Those moments can serve as a clear reminder that God is active in our lives, orchestrating events in ways that we might not fully comprehend at the moment. Every interaction has potential significance, and recognizing this possibility can lead to profound insights. For instance, a simple conversation with a colleague might spark an idea that propels you toward a new career path, or a casual meeting with someone at a coffee shop could lead to a life-changing partnership. When we remain open to these encounters, we position ourselves to experience the blessings God has in store for us. It's essential to approach these interactions with a sense of intentionality. Before meeting someone, take a moment to pray, asking God to open your heart and mind to the conversations and connections that will allow His purpose to unfold. By being conscious of the presence of God in our social interactions, we become more attuned to the wisdom and guidance that others may offer. When we treat each person as a potential vehicle for divine insight, we elevate our everyday interactions to a higher purpose. Additionally, one important aspect of recognizing the significance of these encounters is understanding that they are not just practical, but also spiritual. God can use anyone to deliver messages of hope, encouragement, or reminders of His love. Sometimes the words spoken by a stranger can strike a chord within our hearts, transforming our outlook on life. The Holy Spirit can work through anyone to convey God's love and intention, reminding us that we are never alone in our journeys. Equally, these encounters can serve as reminders of our own purpose in the lives of others. Often, we may find ourselves in the position to be the answer to someone else's prayer or the light in their dark moment. It's crucial to remain receptive, not only to the blessings we are meant to receive, but also to the grace we are called to extend to others. By being mindful and generous in our interactions, we create an environment where blessings can be shared and multiplied. It's a reciprocal relationship rooted in love, compassion, and divine intention. The presence of divine encounters can also be a signal of God preparing us for something bigger. It's an invitation to step outside of our comfort zones and engage with new perspectives and ideas. By embracing these connections, we may discover new talents, interests, or passions that were previously stifled by fear or indecision. God may be using these encounters as a means of facilitating growth and transformation in our lives, pushing us towards a clearer vision of the future He has planned for us. When looking back on pivotal moments in our lives, we often can pinpoint specific encounters that acted as turning points. These moments can serve as catalysts for significant change, pushing us toward greater faithfulness in our calling. For instance, an unexpected conversation may open a new career opportunity, lead to a life-changing relationship, or help you discover strength you were unaware of. Each of these situations underscores the importance of remaining open to the divine orchestration of our lives. Furthermore, we must remember that the people God places in our lives can teach us critical lessons about trust and reliance on Him. Each person carries unique experiences and insights shaped by their journeys. By recognizing the value of their stories and experiences, we can gain wisdom that helps us navigate our paths more effectively. These interactions encourage us to realize that we are part of a larger community. A sense of peace is a powerful indicator that God is preparing you for a blessing. When we find ourselves in the midst of difficulties or uncertainties, it is common to feel anxious or overwhelmed. However, an emerging sense of calm amidst the chaos can be a signal that God is at work in our lives. This peace is not something we can manufacture. Rather, it is a divine gift that comes when we align ourselves with God's will and trust in His plan. Throughout the Bible, we see instances where individuals found peace in their circumstances because they chose to rely on God. For example, in Philippians 4:6-7, Paul instructs believers not to be anxious, but to present their requests to God, and promises that the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard their hearts and minds. This peace acts as a protective barrier against worries, fears, and doubts. It allows us to remain steadfast even when the world around us is tumultuous. When we experience this peace, it is often a sign that God is preparing us for something greater. This peace can manifest in various forms. It might be a quiet reassurance in the depths of your spirit, or a sudden clarity of thought that enables you to see a path forward. It may come as an inexplicable calm in the face of a storm, or a gentle whisper that everything will be all right. In times of uncertainty, it can feel surreal to experience this profound sense of tranquility. Yet, it is precisely in those moments when we must lean into our faith, acknowledging that God is orchestrating events in our lives for a purpose beyond our understanding. When you begin to feel this sense of peace, it's essential not to dismiss it. Instead, take a moment to reflect on the circumstances surrounding your life. Are you currently facing trials that seem insurmountable? Are there decisions looming that could shape your future? In these instances, the peace you experience may be God gently confirming that His presence is with you and that He has a plan to guide you through your challenges. It serves as a reminder that you are not alone and that His hand is at work, guiding you towards the blessings He has in store. Additionally, this peace can lead to greater discernment. When we are at ease, we are better positioned to hear God's voice and understand His guidance. Confusion and turmoil can cloud our judgment, making it difficult to see the direction God wants us to take. However, in a place of peace, we can tune in more clearly to what He is saying. We may find ourselves drawn to opportunities that align with our values, passions, and skills. This clarity often comes during those quiet moments of prayer or reflection when we invite God to speak into our lives. As we sit in His presence, we may receive insights or revelations that point us toward our next steps, confirming that blessings are on the horizon. Moreover, this sense of peace can act as a fuel for perseverance. Life often presents us with challenges that test our resolve and shake our faith. However, when we experience God's peace, it empowers us to move forward with confidence. We may still face obstacles, but the knowledge that God is with us and that He is preparing blessings can propel us toward our goals. We can step out of our comfort zones, take risks, and pursue dreams that feel elusive when we are burdened by anxiety. This peace transforms our mindset, encouraging us to approach life with hope rather than fear. As we explore this theme deeper, consider how peace can manifest as a transformative force in relationships as well. Often the way we respond to our circumstances impacts those around us. When we are at peace, it can inspire tranquility in others. Our families, friends, and colleagues may notice a shift in our demeanor. Instead of being reactive, we approach situations with grace and compassion, reflecting the love of God into our interactions. This transformation can not only bless us, but serve as a testament to others, drawing them closer to the source of our peace, pointing them to God. Cultivating a sense of peace also requires intentionality. At times, we may need to silence the distractions in our lives to reconnect with God. In today's fast-paced world, the clamor of daily life can drown out God's voice. Therefore, it becomes vital to create space for stillness. This could be through prayer, meditation, or simply spending time in nature. When we prioritize these moments, we can tap into the divine peace that God promises and cultivate an environment where blessings can flourish. As we reflect on our past experiences, we may notice patterns emerging times in our lives when God was preparing us for significant moments of blessing. Often these instances were marked by profound peace. Perhaps you can recall a season when you were faced with a difficult decision, yet you felt an overwhelming calm guiding your choice. Or maybe during a challenging period of waiting, you discovered a sense of rest that helped you persevere until the blessings were revealed. Recognizing these patterns can strengthen our faith and encourage us to trust in God's preparation. While it is essential to acknowledge the presence of peace, we must also remember that it does not mean the absence of problems. In fact, encountering difficulties is often a part of life's journey. The key lies in how we respond to those challenges. A sense of peace allows us to approach adversity with a different perspective, knowing that hurdles can serve to refine us and prepare us for what lies ahead. This understanding can shift the narrative in our hearts, transforming trials into opportunities for growth and deeper connection with God. In conclusion, a sense of peace stands as one of the most profound signs that God is preparing you for a blessing. It invites you to trust in His divine timing, nudging you to remain steadfast and focused on His promises. This peace empowers you to navigate uncertainty, fosters clarity in decision-making, and promotes resilience in the face of adversity. As you cultivate this divine tranquility, remember that it is a valuable gift, guiding you toward a future filled with blessing. Embrace it, lean into it, and allow it to lead you into the incredible plans God has for your life. Many people often wonder what it means to be truly blessed. In pursuit of blessings, we sometimes forget the importance of serving others along our journey. The 8th point, the readiness to serve, captures this idea perfectly. It's a reminder that blessings are not just rewards for good behavior. They can often be intertwined with our ability to help those around us. When we focus on the needs of others and allow ourselves to become conduits of God's love and provision, we open ourselves up to receive blessings in return. Serving others can take many forms, and it's essential to recognize that acts of service do not always have to be grandiose or monumental. Sometimes the smallest gestures can create the most significant impact. From offering a listening ear to a friend in distress to volunteering at a local shelter, these acts of kindness can foster a sense of community and connection. In the eyes of God, every effort counts, no matter how small it may seem. Moreover, service is about cultivating an attitude of humility. When we serve others, we acknowledge that we are all part of a larger tapestry of humanity. Recognizing our interconnectedness paves the way for deeper relationships, empathy, and understanding. In a world that often encourages individualism, serving allows us to step outside our personal concerns and focus on the well-being of others. This shift in perspective can be pivotal in our spiritual journey as it aligns our desires with God's broader plan. In the Bible, we see numerous examples of service leading to blessings. Think of the story of the Good Samaritan, who selflessly helped a wounded traveler despite societal prejudices. His actions exemplified compassion and set a standard for true service. By putting aside his comfort, he not only blessed the injured man, but also demonstrated that love knows no boundaries. The Good Samaritan's willingness to serve brought about a blessing that transcended his immediate circumstances as he became a timeless symbol of compassion and generosity. Through service, we often discover our own blessings. When we help others, we cultivate gratitude within ourselves. It allows us to appreciate our circumstances, reminding us of the gifts we may take for granted. A personal experience of volunteering at a food bank illustrates this. Initially, I went there to give back and help those in need. However, the experience opened my eyes to the struggles of others and the importance of community support. By witnessing the gratitude and joy of those we serve, we came to understand our blessings more profoundly. Beyond individual acts, serving can also extend to our communities and families. In our everyday interactions, we have countless opportunities to create a positive impact. Whether it's actively participating in community projects, supporting local businesses, or wishing those within our circles well, we contribute to a robust cycle of caring. The more we invest in uplifting one another, the more we foster an environment that encourages growth and positivity. Spiritual service can also encompass prayer and advocacy for others. Praying for those around us creates a powerful link between our hearts and theirs. In instances where we may feel powerless to change a situation, prayer can serve as a channel of hope and love. It allows us to partner with God in the transformation of lives, reinforcing the understanding that we are not alone in our struggles. Through prayer and advocacy, we extend our blessings beyond our immediate circle, reflecting God's love in a broader sense. It's essential to approach service not with the expectation of receiving something in return, but rather